Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
If you just saw the clip, if you just viewed it. Adrian, can you roll that beautiful video footage, please? Yes, we'll be right back with our commentary. I thought when I heard it was already great. I know.
Yes, I don't want our kid no more. I'm sorry. What? You don't be here. You don't be here taking care of her. You don't be going through all the stressful stuff that I be going through. Sure. I want to go out. I want to go to the club. I want to travel. I want to be able to get up at 2 a.m. and go hang with my friends if I want to do it. You don't be nowhere to be found.
What? I'm working. What are you talking about?
Doing what?
And you sound real selfish like that. Saying that. You sound real selfish.
I'm alone. You're supposed to be her father, and I'm alone.
I am her father, and I am here with her.
So where do you be at? Because you might as well be an absent baby daddy, and I might as well put you on child support.
Oh, my God.
To be honest.
Where the baby at right now?
With your mother.
With my mother?
Yeah, because you want to sit here and put a camera in my face.
But you told me she was going to be here with you.
Why would she be here with me when I don't want her?
Oh, my God. You sound real selfish, man. I don't even understand how we even going through this right now.
Because you don't be here. I got to sit there and bathe your child every night. I got to sit
But that's what you're supposed to do.
I got to sit here and listen to your child cry about her father not being here every night while I got to put her to sleep. I got to sit here and take her to the doctor when she's sick. I got to sit here and take her in and out the store with a big car seat. Her car seat almost as big as me. That's heavy. You don't be nowhere. I got to take her in and out the store. I gotta sit there, get her hair done. Daycare expensive. You barely help with that. You don't help with no bills in this house. We living on Section 8. What are you here for? I don't want to do this alone. You wanted this kid. You sat there on your knees, crying, begging, snugging mouth, saying that you want to keep your kid.
Yes, I want to keep her.
I didn't want this kid.
Okay, you waited 2 years. You waited 2 years, and now you want to give it up?
No, I just wanted to give it up before she even got here.
But you didn't. You didn't.
Okay, because you said you was going to be here.
Oh, all right, and I'm here. So why are we going through this?
You're arguing with me, but you're not here when it counts. You're not here when it counts. So I don't want her. So you can either go pick her up from your mother's house, or she'll be at the fire station next week, and I'll be in Miami next somewhere.
Oh, in Miami. So that's more.
Yeah.
That's more important.
My life. I don't want no kid.
You know.
You wanted this kid. You said you was gonna be here. You was gonna be the father, and you was gonna take care of what you need.
And that's what I'm doing.
No, you're not.
Look, y'all see her? Y'all see this right now?
You probably
y'all see how she's sounding right now?
2 hours a week.
Do y'all witness this right here? Oh my God, you sound so pathetic. You sound so pathetic.
You're an absent father.
You sound so pathetic right now. You know what I mean? You doing the essential things that a mother's supposed to.
Okay, what is the father supposed to do?
What you mean? I go work. The father go work, provide for the family, protect the family.
Because I pay for daycare. Your mother picks her up when I have to go to work.
Okay, it's a team, man. It's a family. It's a team effort. If I gotta handle some business,
you was a bench warmer, my dude.
Oh my
God.
You
was a bench warmer.
Oh my God, now I'm a bench warmer.
Yes, because when your mother has to pick up our daughter, when I can't pick up your daughter, why can't we call you? Why we gotta call everybody in the family?
Because I'm working late. I'm working late, and that's not even
24 hours a day.
I do.
Be for real.
But listen, but that don't mean for you to want to give up the child. That's crazy.
Take her?
I will.
Okay. Then,
and I'm taking you to court, and I'm putting you on child support.
You're not putting me on child support. I will sign over all my rights right now.
Believe that. Wow.
Like,
and you think that's cute?
I don't think it's cute, but I didn't want her. You did. So take care of her.
God. Oh my God. That like I don't understand why I even came in this situation with you. Anyway.
I don't either. Nobody told you to sit there and beg on your knees to have a kid with me.
Oh, so I begged on my knees.
Yes, you did.
Oh. I see how you trying to play it. But that don't change the fact that.
Where were you when I was in the delivery room? Because I feel like your mother was there during the delivery room. Where were you?
That day I had to go put somebody.
So you in the delivery room, but you want to say I look crazy.
But I came after the fact.
I'm not about to keep doing this.
No, hold on.
So
no, you
I'm not about to keep doing this.
No, you're gonna stand right there.
You can pick her up from your mother's house, or she going to the fire station come next week, and all her stuff will be packed, and she will be sitting out there.
Yes, I know.
Want her kid, no.
Ooh, that was a lie. That was a lie.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay, welcome to BGP. Wow, that clip was very deep. I found it somewhat disturbing. And right off top, I come up with don't leave that baby with her ever again because she don't want to be a mama. She never did want to be a mama. And sadly, it's a lot of women out there. And I don't even say sadly. If you decided that just because I know women that don't want children. And if that is the case, don't talk a person into doing something that this is a lifelong commitment. And clearly, just from the clip, this is not something that she wants to do. She is not ready for that. She has a lot of other things that she would choose to do instead of mothering her child and being a parent. And that's understandable. She's being very straightforward with it. And I honestly would not trust her around that baby again if I was the dad. We have to take into consideration when a person tells you that they don't want to be a mother, and that goes for even if they don't want to be a father. Don't talk them into that. This is a lifelong commitment. The child's safety could be in danger. There's a lot of neglect that could come about. And ladies, what did you think of the clip?
I thought it was sad. I thought it was, but it was eye opening at the same time because he tried to put her on blast, but he ended up looking just as bad as her,
Exactly.
because she's like, I told you I didn't want kids. You promised me that if I had this kid, you would be there, and you didn't keep your promise. And so she's like, not only did I not want this kid, but you're not around. I'm doing more with your mother than you are. You only show up twice a week. So it was like, instead of them having that one-on-one conversation privately, while he tried to make her look bad, on camera for content, he looked just as fucked up as she did. So those are my first thoughts. Yeah.
The part that you didn't see of the video is when they first started, and she said, "Why are you filming this?"
Mm-hmm.
So, like Nisha said, it was his intent to put her on blast instead of being a man and having a private conversation with her. See, he was trying to get his homeboys on the internet to co-sign his fuckery because, let me correct something real quick. The young lady said she did not want to be a mother. First of all, young lady, you should have been on some type of birth control methods. And just like the lady said before me, she should never have that child again. Because if she said, I don't want to be a mother, and she found out that she was pregnant, she was willing to abort.
She was.
She was willing to take that, what they call them, the Plan B pill.
She was.
She was willing to get rid of that
and
child.
give up for adoption.
But once, oh boy, yeah, leave him at the fire station.
She was willing to. Yep.
She was very adamant, and he's agreed with her that she did not want a child. He begged her to have it. So once you beg somebody and you agree that you're going to be there, then you needed to be there. So because you neglected fatherhood, you want to put her on blast. And that's not right. That's incorrect. You don't work 24 hours a day, homeboy. All those little excuses that you were using on that video was a lot of deflection. I think it's very admirable of the young lady to vocalize how she's feeling and what she's been through. She tried it. She tried it for 2 years against her own will, against everything that she stood for, against everything that she said she did not want to do. She did it. And he should have given her extra help because he knew she didn't want to do it in the first place. And see, what men don't understand is that your first child is your hardest child. You don't know what you're going through. So for her to not want the child and then have to experience, like she said, taking the baby, getting the diaper bag, putting the baby in the car, unloading the baby, taking the kid here, taking her to daycare, paying for everything, you get freaking overwhelmed. And she's telling you she's overwhelmed because there's a lot of mothers out here. We see it every day on the news that get overwhelmed and they harm them children.
Right.
And they harm themselves.
Correct.
And they may harm the baby daddy too.
Yeah, I don't think she could have been more clear. She was very clear. And it sounds like from the very beginning, she let him know that this is not something that she felt she was cut out for. But you made a very valid point. Birth control. If you are having sex, you might not want no kids. But there are all kind of methods to avoid pregnancy. And not necessarily abortion. I know some people that use abortion as their form of birth control, but there are all kind of methods to avoid unwanted pregnancies. And women, you know, we need to be a little bit more responsible in that area because guys ain't going to always do that. You know, they're not going to always provide the method if it's not there. And you know, you don't want to get pregnant. You know what causes pregnancy and you know what to do to avoid that. So what do you think he should do at this point?
I mean, the baby was with the mom, right? It wasn't even with her or him. If I was him, like he said, he told her, he said, well, I'm gonna take you to court and, you know, I'm gonna file for child support. And she said, I'll surrender my rights.
Exactly.
So you're not getting nothing because I'm surrendering my rights. I want no responsibility to being a parent. And I think that's the part that some people forget that parents can do. In this case, go ahead and fill out that paperwork with the court to be the primary parent. Go ahead and raise that child without her involved and accept that the woman that you had a child with who told you from day one she did not want a kid, she's not the mom. That you're gonna have to make peace with that because she said it and she means it. She doesn't want that child. I would never leave that child, you know, in her presence anymore because you don't know what she could do with that child, especially out of frustration. And you can tell she's frustrated.
Very.
And I think that, you know, we're all three of us are mothers, and we've been there when a newborn is born, and you don't understand why the baby is crying, and you like, I fed you and you're still crying. I changed you and you're still crying. I rocked you and you're still crying. You know, right? I did all this and you're still crying. And if you don't have that, you know, other people around that can be like, no, I got it, I'll take it. You know, no. It's just, it could be this or that. You get frustrated. And if you have to do that by yourself, and like she said, he's only showing up maybe twice a week, right? I can see how she would be frustrated because it's like, you pressured me into having this kid. You promised me that you would be involved, and your mom is more involved than you are. That's a problem. You know, that would be a problem for me if it's like, you're not going to be there, but you forced me to have this kid. So if I was him, I would go on and take the kid and be the primary parent.
And I've
welcome to single deck parenthood.
Exactly. I've heard of women too that they feel like they knew they didn't want the baby, and they feel like if they went through the process, that motherly instinct would come. And when their baby came, they still did not connect. There was no connection.
Yeah, there was no bond.
And it's so sad, but it's their truth. It is their truth. And if you don't, and it's not there, it's just not there.
To show that he was full of shit from the beginning, when she said she was pregnant and she didn't want to have it, he wanted a little pretty light-skinned baby. That's what he wanted. Because his manhood is looking a little shaky because she said, take her. All you had to do, homeboy, and y'all brothers get mad if you want to. All you had to say was, I got her. That would have let her know that you had some compassion, that you stood by your word, that your word was bond. Okay, you ain't been around for 2 years for only about 2 hours a day. She said, I'm on Section 8. You talking about you working? Why is your child on Section 8?
Correct.
So you blew smoke up her ass, and now you mad at her and gonna try to put the blame on her. I don't give a damn what the responsibilities of a mother should be, what she should do. She didn't want to do it in the beginning. And then you gonna say, oh, well, I'll take her and I'm gonna put you on child support. You fucking loser. You threatened her. She pouring her heart out and you threatening her. I'm gonna take you to court. Nigga, she should have put your ass on child support. She should have took your ass to court. Maybe her and her baby wouldn't be on Section 8. Yeah, shit that you just said right there, brother.
And just be clear, because I know Cece said that just because she's surrendering her rights, she still can be on have to pay child support. Not necessarily. And it depends on the state. But usually if you surrendering your rights completely and saying you want nothing to do with the child, more than like in that other parent, it becomes primary parent. They in some states you cannot go after them for child support because they're relinquishing their rights to that kid. They don't want to be involved at all. And let's just hypothetically say there's a state where they do go after her for child support. Well, she's on Section 8. So the likelihood of them making her pay child support is zero. Because she ain't got no money, you know. So I don't know. I just think that I agree as women, we need to be accountable with our bodies, accountable with the decisions we make when we lay down with a person. If we don't want children, we definitely need to make sure that we prevent ourselves from having kids with anyone. Um, but the child is here, so you can't go back on that. The moment she told you she didn't want kids, I wouldn't have ever slipped up to allow her to have a kid. The moment she told you she's on Section 8, and if you only come in twice a week, she's on Section 8. That means that she don't make enough to be having a kid anyway. She don't make enough to provide for said kid, and you not providing enough. So again, that footage that you went live with on the content, it doesn't necessarily just make her look bad. It makes you look bad as a so-called leader too, because you not providing, protecting, you not doing that either. Because she's on Section 8 and she's going to your mama for help. She not even going to you.
Your
like
mama.
she said,
Exactly.
she said, you a bench warmer. You the bench warmer.
Mm.
And if anybody that plays basketball or football know, a bench warmer, 9 times out of 10, they not in the game. They just there as a warm up. Like they
Just in case.
may, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. So the joke is on you too, you know?
He made reference to when she said his mother is helping more than he's helping.
Mhm.
Then he want to say it take a village. Check this out, homeboy. The village didn't get y'all pregnant.
Right.
And as far as grandmothers are concerned, we pick them babies up when we feel like it. We are not their caregivers. You don't switch the responsibility off to us because you don't want to do what you're supposed to do. See, a man is also supposed to be a problem solver.
Mhm.
And like Nisha said, your leadership ain't what it's supposed to be, homeboy.
Mhm.
Because somewhere in that video, I think if you would have said, hey, I apologize. I know I've been wrong. I've been slacking up. It all has been, on you. Let me step up. Can we work something out? You didn't ever say nothing. When she said the firehouse or your mama, oh, wow.
Right.
Really?
Selfish. Yeah.
Yes, that's selfish. But how selfish have you been in 2 years?
Exactly.
Put yourself in her shoes. You never did that.
Mm-hmm.
You just went straight for the jugular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take you to court and I'm gonna put you on child support. Who does this?
Women. Usually that's a woman's move, right?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, he sounded.
And then she said, "You begged. You begged me. You got down on your knees." At first, he tried to play like he didn't.
Yeah.
But then he said he did, and he wanted it. But see, wanting it and taking care of it,
Two different things.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So he really looked like a fool. He really looked like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So final thoughts, ladies.
Be careful who you lay down with. You guys need to start having more discussions prior to laying down with somebody. If a person tells you, whether it's the man or the woman, tells you, I do not want kids, believe them. Do not try to convince them otherwise. Do not think that because you having a child, that's going to make them change their mind, because a lot of times it does not. And if you know that's something you want, make sure you're doing that with the right person who you could see doing life with, And when I say life, I mean like marriage and growing old together, raising kids together, possibly grandkids, etc. If you don't see that with that individual, don't take that risk of bringing a child into this world like that, because as you can see, even though the child is here, she still didn't want the baby. she's still in the same decision that she had before the baby even came into existence. I don't want kids. I want to go out. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to travel. I want to do all these things that I was doing before this kid came into the picture. And this baby is a hindrance. As she said, the baby is crying for him and he's not there. So be mindful of who you lay down with. Be mindful of who you have kids with. Be mindful of the decisions that you make, and stop trying to shoot videos for content, not realizing that it's not the person you trying to embarrass is not only being embarrassed, but you being embarrassed too.
He need that to go viral
Yes,
so he
he
can pay
do.
for
So you can pay some bills.
Get
some help. Get some help. Yeah, because once she's removed out the picture, and she's on Section 8, but once she's removed, now he's the single parent. It's gonna be his job to make sure that baby has everything that they need. So that's my final thought.
My final thought is stop playing house if you don't want to be a husband or a wife. If you don't want to be a father or a mother. There's too many methods of birth control out here for y'all to keep on having these oops babies. What's the rights of the child? I feel sorry for the baby because one day that baby is going to grow up and they're going to see y'all arguing about who don't want her.
Mm-hmm.
So sad.
Let's play grown-ups, yeah. That's my final thought.
And my final thoughts are neglect and abandonment for a child is hard. And this is a real story of how one day that baby may feel that exact way. My mama didn't want me. My daddy is fucking irresponsible and stupid. And and then the other part is you can now get birth control without even a prescription. You can Google it and they'll tell you where to go, what to do. Ladies, let's be mindful. We lay up with these dudes, and they may have already showed the red flags that they ain't daddy material anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful of who we have these babies with. And fellas too. Clearly, she did not want a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to understand when we bring these babies in the world, it's for life. I used to say just till they 18. No, you got them forever. And you have to be there for them. If you cannot provide in a healthy way with this person that you done exchange bodily fluids with, then y'all need to rethink that thing because it's not fair. And at the end of the day, this innocent little baby comes along and is getting thrown all over the place because neither one of you are smart enough to use birth control or be smart enough, even once the baby is here, to say, you know what, this ain't for us. It's plenty of people out here that want children and that'll take care of them. That's my final thoughts. And thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe, hit that that bell so that you can always be reminded when we have an episode that comes out. Thank you so much.
We'll be back, and we're going to be talking about Lizzo.
Yep.